I'm a Christian who's struggling with doubts about my faith right now. My doubts center around the question of why God would allow the church to be so corrupt, chaotic, and unfaithful. Well, Jed, you mean like the church in the first century? You appear to be making the point here, Jed, probably rightfully so, that a lot of people claiming to be Christians have done evil. And as we pointed out many times on this program before, when you hear this kind of thing, you ought to ask the question, when somebody plays Beethoven poorly, who do you blame? You don't blame Beethoven. So when somebody plays Jesus poorly, you don't blame Jesus. Look, just because I'm not true and beautiful doesn't mean Jesus isn't true and beautiful. In fact, if we were all perfect, we wouldn't even need a savior. So you're asking a question about, essentially you're asking, if God, why evil? Well, we are sinners and Satan exists. Those are a couple of other points that are claims, theological claims that you didn't mention in your three, but the three you did mention are correct. We are also sinners and Satan exists. We're fallen and we have temptation. But when you make a charge like this, Jed, and on the surface, a lot of people may agree with it, but I might ask this question: how much of the church today and church history do you know to actually draw these kinds of conclusions? Because if you look at the big picture, if you look at the transformation over the past 2,000 years from the Roman Empire to today, it's really hard to say the church has not been effective. Here are some of the barbaric practices that the church itself has helped overturn over the years: slavery, gladiatorial combat, death games, temple prostitution, kidnapped brides, wives as property, infanticide, child labor, child marriage, child sex abuse, child prostitution, class distinctions, and abortion in some areas. So when you look at the big picture, the church has actually transformed from a moral perspective, although obviously the church hasn't done this seamlessly, or I should say completely well. Sometimes the church has done evil, as we all know, but generally the church has done quite well in transforming barbarism into what we now know today as Western civilization.